Storm over the Waqf Amendment Bill is far from over. Top sources are telling CNN News 18 that presidential assent is expected early next week, with the centre set to notify the rules very soon. Opposition is intensifying their attack against the centre after DMK and Congress. Now, Aam Aadmi Party leader Manatullah Khan have moved the Supreme Court, calling the act a violation of religious autonomy and minority rights. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi has also weighed in, warning that the bill sets a dangerous precedent, not just against Muslims but other communities too. He said the Constitution is the only shield we have and it's our collective duty to defend it. Meanwhile, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has backed the legislation, calling it a crucial move to end the Waqf land mafia. Political ripple effects are also continuing, as after JDU, LJP's minority cell head Ali Alam has also resigned, calling the bill anti-Muslim. JDU's Muslim leaders have held a press conference in Patna today to decide their next step. Listen in to the reactions.
वक्फ बोर्ड संशोधन अधिनियम पारित होने के कारण अब ये मनमानेपन पर लगाम लगेगी। मैं इसके लिए प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी का, गृह मंत्री अमित शाह जी का हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं, क्योंकि उत्तर प्रदेश में भी लाखों एकड़ लैंड वक्फ बोर्ड के नाम पर नाजायज तरीके से कब्जा करने का काम हुआ था। इसमें किसी गरीब का कल्याण नहीं हो रहा था, चंद लोगों के लिए लूट का एक माध्यम बन गया था। इस लूट पर अब लगाम लगेगी, सख्ती से लगाम लगेगी।
देखिए, सर्वोच्च न्यायालय संविधान को डिफाइन करता है, संविधान से ऊपर कोई नहीं है। और जब सड़क भी सोनी और सदन भी गूंगी हो जाए, बहरी हो जाए, तो सर्वोच्च न्यायालय के अलावा कोई रास्ता नहीं है। जब आप संविधान का उल्लंघन करेंगे तो कोई भी व्यक्ति सर्वोच्च न्यायालय जा सकता है।
All right, let's quickly go across to Payal, who will put this into perspective for us. Payal, the fear-mongering is also continuing, but what is the opposition now hoping to achieve as it gears up to approach the apex court?
Well, of course, every member of the opposition party, the principal opposition party, including key stakeholders like Mr. Owaisi, were part of the deliberations that happened during the JPC Akanksha. And it was pretty much known to the government that these people will also try to take the legal route and try to go to court. But government sources have indicated that they are very confident that this will not stand any judicial, sort of scrutiny, because scrutiny has been done and Parliament is supreme. It is, of course, the job of the Parliament to, in fact, pass laws, and that's been done in a very legitimate manner. Because, the entire JPC examined the bill for 5 months, and then the report was sent to the Parliament, after which the bill was adopted by the centre, using the same recommendation that the JPC really come. And that was also, the report was also passed as well. So all due procedures have been followed. That's one very important thing to understand. And, judiciary cannot be seen getting into the process or into the space where it's the job of the executive to make laws. Having said that, this fear-mongering has been happening for the last 10 days. You heard on multiple occasions the Minority Affairs Minister, Mr. Rijiju, also reaching out to public and saying that do not fall prey to what they are saying. Amit has clarified very, very easily as to how this bill is not against the average Muslims, how it's not against their religion. And it's got nothing to do with their religion, because, Waqf is a different thing. That's religious, but Waqf management could be something which is administrative, and therefore transparency needs to be promoted. So that's how they are looking at it. And politically speaking, Akanksha, the BJP, like I said, has set up a committee by its leaders. Those leaders will, in fact, approach public at large. They'll be holding consultations with the public at large. And, of course, building more sort of confidence in them by telling them what the salient features of the bill really are. So sooner than later, you will see multiple conferences being held by the BJP leadership, both in the center as well as in the state, to tell people as to this, the fact that it is important for them not to fall prey for any falsehood that is being spread.
It's interesting that you talk about this approach now that's going to be adopted by the centre. But having said that, do you also not agree that this requires a more multi-pronged effort, one which is not just political but also religious, given that most of the protesters that we saw gather in various cities after the Jummah Namaz yesterday happened to be those from the Muslim minorities?
Are these people who are actually speaking about this, are they entirely the representative of the Muslim community as a large? That is a question that the government is also asking. Akansha, if you look through the consultation that was done, by the JPC, it was not just lawyers, it was not just, politicians who intervened. Various religious bodies, right from the Shia Muslim Shia board to the Muslim Personal Law Board, they expressed their opinion that was taken into account. Eventually, it is the job of the executive to make the law. They've done the consultation. It's not that everybody was supporting the bill was called to the committee. There are people who came to the committee who had actually very, very harsh arguments also to present against the bill. But all of this has been taken into account. But eventually, in the business of politics, it is numbers which supersede. And the bill report was adopted by the majority of the members who were present, including key members of the NDA who are actually who are going to have a bearing as far as the Muslim population is concerned. They expressed certain fears that those fears were allayed. Whatever they had recommended, those recommendations were also taken into account. For example, the JDU in particular, Akansha, wanted that no bill should be brought in retrospectively and no structure should be wiped out, whether it's religious or not, on the basis of any past arguments or whatsoever. Bringing the law, allowing people to in fact take up their struggles and their problems with the court of law, that's not anything which is illegal in any manner. It's actually going to give them a wider perspective, because for now, anything that happens within the Waqf board so far was only happening because of the way in which the decision was only resting with the tribunal. And over here also the government has said that in the tribunal you can have actually more people, you can actually have a Muslim scholar. So the scope is widened, and of course it's going to give more justice to the people who've been awaiting it. The sense that the government is able to get, Akansha, is that multiple people had approached them, essentially saying that they were not able to get their marks, they were not going to be able to get their justice because the control was only by a few rich people and powerful people. And eventually, the whole purpose of the Waqf property is to make sure that the poor Muslims and the underprivileged Muslims benefit.
The last hour. Anything can happen between the bells. But what happens during the last hour is what matters the most. The biggest market swings. A close-up look at what's driving them and how the investors are reacting. Watch the most seasoned market mavens guide you through the most important hour of the trading day. NSE Closing Bell. At these times, only on CNBC TV 18 and CNBCTV18.com.
For more news and updates, all you need to do is follow CNBC TV 18 on all of our digital platforms.